Well, compared to last week, we had much better weather here at Jennerstown as we had our usual 5 divisions of racing along with a 75-lap feature for the Martellus Pharmacy late models. So I'm going to get to the highlights as we also celebrated First Responder Appreciation Night. Before the races began, fans saw another breed of racers at the track for First Responder Appreciation Night. After time trials for the Martellus Pharmacy late models, the first race to begin the night was heat race number 1 for the Farmers Union Co-op Chargers. Evan Nybert in the 7 jumped out to the lead, but after 1 lap, Cal Burkholder was already challenging him for the spot, and he took the lead after going door to door on the backstretch. Burkholder would extend his lead over Nybert and pick up the win. For heat race number 2, Scott Mitchell, who started on the pole, jumped out to the lead while a 4-car battle for second boiled over with Nate Valente in the 52, Steven Singo in the 7, Chris Ament in the 2, and Justin Frampton in the 66, all fighting to hold the runner-up spot. Meanwhile, it was just a smooth Saturday night drive for Scott Mitchell as he picked up the win with Steven Singo finishing in second. Next up was the Ron's Collision Center Street Stocks with Rick Mealive starting on the pole, but the points leader, Casey Flegel, literally wasted no time getting up to second, passing Mel Wilt. Mealive was now facing the points leader toe-to-toe, but the 37 held his ground, clearing Flegel. Casey tried to do everything he could to get past Mealive the whole race, but Mealive prevailed, taking the checkered flag, as for the first time this season, Casey Flegel's undefeated streak in both the heats and the features came to an end. Now came the second heat race of the season for the Street Stocks, with Steve Long starting on the pole. Long was up front, but Brent Bickerstaff in the red 27 was on the brink of Long's bumper. Bickerstaff got to the inside of Long as they went door to door on the front stretch when the white flag flew. Bickerstaff paved his way for the number 1 spot as he held off Long on the final turn to pick up the win. As we now go down the list, it's now time for the Stoystown Auto Records Modifieds with Anthony Aiello and Tom Golick on the front row. Aiello held his lead on lap 1, and for the final 7 laps, the Golick-Aiello show extended to the final turn. Golick could not get a strong enough push on the high side as Aiello picks up heat win number 4 on the season. For heat race 2, it was RJ Delappy and John Famo on the front row. RJ Delappy would take first away in turn 2 on the first lap. And that is how the cards turned for the whole race, as Delappy extended his lead and picked up the win with ease. Now time for the Somerset Trust Fast and Furious 4s with Michael Strauss jumping out to the lead. As the leaders passed the stripes on lap 1, Michael Mull in the 8 got too close for comfort, and Mull went sideways but miraculously saved it in turn 1. So we stayed green with brother against brother for the lead as Caleb Vasys was in front of his brother Jeff as they made it through the collision between Strauss and Mull. Caleb was holding a strong lead when trouble hit Rebecca Horner in the 9 to bring out the caution as she hit the outside and inside walls. Horner was able to climb out of her car safely. On the restart, Caleb got the significant push as he cleared his brother on the backstretch. There were no problems for Caleb as he picked up the win, and Strauss had a nice comeback, finishing in second after going door to door with Jeff to the flag. On for heat race number 2. Michael Saylor started on the pole, but it was Justin Truscott jumping out to the lead. Truscott held his ground and would go on to win the last heat race of the night. After intermission festivities with a golf cart race on the backstretch, it was time for the first feature race of the night, the Farmers Union Co-op Chargers. Kyle Burkholder was battling hard with Steven Singo in the 7 to start, but Burkholder was able to clear Singo to take sole possession of the lead. Burkholder still had the lead with 5 laps to go, but Scott Mitchell and Steven Singo made contact in turn 1 to bring out the caution. Burkholder would get ahead after the restart over Nate Valente, and he would hold on to pick up his second feature win of the season. Next up was the Ron's Collision Center Street Stocks with Harold Myers in the 64 starting on the pole. Instead, it was Rick Mealive and Mel Wilt jumping out to the front, but soon after, Casey Flegel wasted no time getting up to third. With 17 laps to go, it was a 3-car battle for the lead. Flegel easily got past Wilt, and he had Mealive left to get through to keep his undefeated streak alive. 1 lap later, the Street Stocks had their undefeated driver up front as Flegel got past Mealive. As Wild and Meli were battling for second, Flegel would extend his lead and pick up yet another win, as the undefeated champ is still a winner in every Saturday night race in 2021. The Somerset Auto Records Modified started off with two future brother-in-laws, Anthony Aiello and RJ Delappy, out in front. Anthony got engaged to RJ's sister Kayla over the weekend. As Aiello and Delappy were battling for the lead, the caution came out for Dubuis in turn 3. Delappy got a good restart as he and Aiello went toe-to-toe on the backstretch, with Delappy clearing Aiello to take the lead again. It was all Delappy from there, as the 75 team picked up their first feature win of the season. Next on the list were the Somerset Trust Fast and Furious 4s, with Jeff Vasys starting on the pole. While Vasys added to his lead, Evan Nybert, who was pulling double duty tonight with the Chargers, passed Michael Strout in turn 3 for second. The last thing Vasys was hoping for occurred when the caution came out for Justin Truscott, who was slow on the backstretch. On to the restart. Vasys was not out of the clear yet as he challenged Evan Nybert for the lead. With 8 laps to go, Nybert cleared Vasys on the backstretch to take it. Fans probably had some flashbacks to last year with this battle, as these two drivers competed for the Furious Championship, with Vasys beating Nybert by only 57 points. But tonight, Nybert's double duty paid off as he picked up the win, with Michael Saylor finishing second and Vasys ended up third. Now it is time for the main event, a 75-lap feature for the Martellus Pharmacy late models with 21 cars lining up for the race. Albert Francis had the fastest qualifying time, but the 4 fastest cars were inverted, so Joe Maruca would start on the pole with Brian Shipp in second, Corey Casagrande in third, and Francis in fourth. Take a listen to the crowd with track announcer Nate Rigotti as the drivers lit up their engines.
Now fans, we need your help. The most famous words in motorsports are, on 3, 2, 1, drivers, start!
2 by 2 they lined up as the 75-lap main event for the Martellus Pharmacy late models was officially on the run. Joe Maruca led the first lap, but Albert Francis, the defending late model champion, wasted no time trying to take the top spot as he took it away from Maruca as he fell back with Gary Wiltrout, who had a new front nose on his car after hitting the wall hard last week. Francis was sailing in the front when the caution was waived after the 1 car of Dennis Wayner spun out in turn 3. A few drivers came into the pits for repairs, including the 60 of Joe Piefer, the 96 of Todd Price, and the 51 of Owen Haupt. It was Francis and Wiltrout on the front row, but Francis prevailed fast, taking the lead in the first turn. Francis once again added to his lead as the pole sitter, Joe Maruca, had to come into the pits for adjustments. There was a ton of middle pack battles going on, including last week's feature winner Jared Barclay fighting with Mike Heminger. The two made contact on the backstretch, which could have turned out to be disastrous for the rest of the field. With 27 laps to go, Francis, for the first time tonight, had a challenger for the lead. It was Corey Casagrande in the 7. Casagrande returned to Jennerstown to help get a better feel for the track in preparation for the Motor Mountain Masters in August. Casagrande finished 4th in the Masters in 2019 and 8th in 2020. 1 lap later, Casagrande took the lead away from Francis with ease. As Casagrande extended his lead, Barriotti got in striking distance of Francis to take second away. Barriotti had a long way to go if he wanted to catch Casagrande, who grew his lead to about half a straightaway. Audi ran out of time as Casagrande wins the 75-lap feature for the Martellus Pharmacy late models, with Brian Shipp coming in 3rd, Francis in 4th, and Mike Heminger in 5th, as that closes up a seraphic night of racing at Jennerstown. And as always, we want to thank all of our fans that came out to support on this beautiful Saturday night in Somerset County. As mark your calendars for next Saturday, our usual 5 divisions of racing, along with the 6-cylinder Enduros. It should indeed be an exciting night of racing, so you won't want to miss it.